Alright, so R&B music. Not sure how you folks started listening to it, but for me, it all started with me in the car, driving home with the radio on, and listening to different artists such as SWV, Tevin Campbell, Whitney Houston, and the list goes on. Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, so you saw the thumbnail for this video and thought, what is this burnt black man talking about? Firstly, I'll ask, who the fuck are you talking to like that? If it's one thing Sonic games are best known for is its music. While modern Sonic games are more into rock, classic Sonic is into a bit of everything. However, for the sake of this video, we're just going to mention the times where Sonic shows some love to R&B. From Sonic 1 to Mania, we're going to see the strange love Sonic had for R&B.
Can't spell us without trust. Put the lust aside of some things we got.
I want to apologize for the month-long break. I've been extremely busy. But yo, this dude Eric Mays is like the funniest man alive, not gonna lie.
Hell yeah, I know what happened.
Councilman Mays, please refrain from your profanity.
Hell yeah, I know what happened.
Okay.
Starting with Sonic 1, 3 zones come to mind. The obvious one is Spring Yard Zone. Before I continue, let me just say that Spring Yard Zone is one of my favorite tracks in this game. One thing I know about the classic title is that they love R&B songs. Spring Yard Zone sounds closely similar to Every Little Step. The song came from the album Don't Be Cruel in 1988, just 3 years before Sonic 1's release. Copyright is most likely going to whoop my ass, so best not to play the track here. Up next, I want to talk about Starlight Zone, another one of my favorite zones in Sonic 1. Starlight Zone's melody comes from the very talented Bobby Caldwell. The song is used from Bobby's self-titled album. It's truly a jazz song, but I'll count it as R&B. Anyways, the song's called Love Won't Wait. Most likely everyone is listening to What You Don't Do for Love, but the whole album is a great listen. Also heard that some people think that Starlight Zone sounds similar to a song called You're Right on Time. It's a song made by a group called Ripple, a group from Michigan. I can kinda hear it, but not as strong as Bobby's track. It's still a good song though. The next zone is Green Hill Zone. The only one I can find that sorta resembles Green Hill is a song called Easy Lovin' by Slave. The song comes from the album stay in school, y'all. The song comes from the album title, New Plateau. I'll admit that I never heard of this album before, but I'm curious to see what it sounds like. I mean, come on, it should be obvious why this is here. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is easily one of my favorite games of all time. However, for the sake of this video, we're going to focus on the first half of the game. Sonic 3 had the help of Michael Jackson for the soundtrack. When I heard that Michael Jackson was a part of the game's soundtrack, I knew due to legal reasons that some of the songs would be changed for Sonic Origins. But after playing Sonic Origins and see how they fucking butchered Carnival Night, Ice Cap, and Launch Base, it pretty much confirms that Michael Jackson played a big part in the soundtrack. Almost a year later and I'm still pissed. I'm never going to forgive you again, you blue rat. Look, all jokes aside, I'm aware that Michael Jackson is referenced as the king of pop, but he's made some songs that have a bit of an R&B vibe to it. Songs like In the Closet, a majority of the songs in the Invincible album, and Money, which might be one of the funniest songs I've ever heard. You can definitely hear the Michael Jackson influence though. Knuckles has 2 themes in Sonic 3. First, we have this one. Which isn't too bad, but it's nothing compared to this. Carnival Night is mostly original, but the ending of this is ripped from Michael Jackson's Jam. People say they can hear Smooth Criminal and Ice Cap, but I couldn't hear it. Apparently it's true since the shit's gone. Launch Base was Michael Jackson inspired, including the end credits for Sonic 3. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is one of my favorite OSTs of all time, not gonna lie. With that being said, that's all the tracks I wanted to talk about. However, I'm not done yet. One more topic I wanted to talk about is
Old English 800 on the genuine drive. Living a high life but still reserved when it's mad.
These are tracks that have an R&B vibe to them. These are my personal picks, so my picks might differ from yours. Let's start things off with Sonic 2. The only track in Sonic 2 that gives me R&B vibes is Mr. Cave. It's not based on a popular song, but I get Bobby Brown vibes from it. Jumping a few months back, we can talk about Sonic CD. I adore the Japanese soundtrack. The 2 tracks that come to mind are Titus Temple Good Future, which sounds amazing, and the Boss music. The Boss theme has a mix of hip hop and R&B, and that shit's a banger. Time to jump into the 3D titles, but before we continue, my guest, Man of a Thousand Thoughts, has things to say about the 3D titles.
It's interesting to think about when it comes to Sonic's music inspirations. For many, we all know the New Jack Swing influence from a lot of those tracks from the original games, but the 3D games certainly dove more into that R&B and hip-hop vibe that you wouldn't think would work, but it works perfectly. A personal favorite of mine is Deeper from SA2. The lyrics are a bit odd with Honey P acting like Sonic and Knuckles. I don't know why he did that, but we have to live with that. But the instruments are amazing. A nice boom bap beat mixed with saxophones and the very subtle horns in the back just make it magic. It really is a good track. honestly. But then you have the Sonic R soundtrack, which is probably the most indicative of taking inspirations from R&B. Of course, you feel like you're getting splashed with 80s cheese, even though this game came out in the 90s, but the tracks like Back in Time invokes those R&B vibes from the vocals to the use of its synthesizer and piano. It all just glides in smoothly as it plays. The melody all comes together to create a perfect blend. And then another track like Rouge's theme from SA2 leans heavily into the vibes. That smooth bass just gliding along mixed with those beautiful strings, all blending with the vocals so well. If you're not hearing those R&B vibes, then you gotta get your ears checked.
Starting with Sonic R, I know Sonic R's soundtrack is cheesy, but I love every second of it. From the lyrics to the instrumentals, this soundtrack screams R&B. My favorite tracks also have R&B elements to them, those being Back in Time and Diamond in the Sky. Absolute bangers. Y'all check those tracks out when you get the chance. Next up we have Sonic Adventure 2. Honestly, the only track I wanted to talk about is Rouge's theme. Mann already talked about the R&B influence in Sonic Adventure 2's soundtrack, so I'll keep it brief. Rouge's theme is a pleasant listen, and the vibes are strong. I'm also going to briefly bring up Sonic Heroes. The only track I'm talking about is Hang Castle, more specifically when you're upside down. The track has a nice Michael Jackson influence. The last game I'm mentioning for this video is Sonic Mania. Just like CD, I adore Mania's soundtrack. Telos not only gives the older zones a bit of a new sound, but he also creates new tracks like Press Garden, Studiopolis, and Mirage Saloon. However, my all-time favorite is Stardust Speedway Act 1. Just listen to it, bro. T-Lopes, I respect you, King. The music used in Sonic's 2D or 3D outings is always a joy to listen to. R&B is just one of the few things Sonic has dove into. There's so much music to talk about when it comes to Sonic. So much so that I planned on making a video going over the music of Sonic games. But that's for another time. I just wanted to come on here and say that R&B is a great genre, one I feel Sonic captured perfectly.